This is an 80 foot-pound riptide ST from Minn Kota, and what happened is it wouldn't steer right and left. You couldn't get it to steer, couldn't get it to, move. Anyhow, I called Minn Kota, and it had run out of warranty. So what I did is I took it apart and tried to find out if the motor's bad in here, if that's what the problem is, just to kind of get an idea what's going on. Anyhow, you can check this board. This is their main control board. So what I did is I cut the heat shrink off and then hooked jumpers on it, and take the jumpers and put them on a multimeter, 24 volt, because this particular model is 24 volt. And take the multimeter, plug it in, make sure you're 24 volts. Make sure you got power here too, that your batteries aren't dead. And then take your remote and try to steer it right and left. So it's 24 volts negative, which is one direction, 24 volts positive. So the control board is putting out the 24 volts. This remote control apparently is talking to this antenna, which you can see the little yellow wire goes into the box on the side of your Minn Kota. You can also, if you're not getting your voltage out of your control board, maybe change the battery in your remote, or check this antenna out. Make sure this antenna is receiving the signal from your remote. So my remote is good, my antenna is good. The antenna is talking to the control board, and I'm having 24 volts coming out of it. And you can also check if you're having problems with your motor. If your trolling motor itself isn't working, you can do the same thing, from the bottom part of the housing. Just do the same thing. Just hook them. These two wires are the wires that hook into your stem pole that holds your trolling motor on. Do the same thing. Put your multimeter on it, and you can check the output from the board. Also, make sure your board is working and talking to your motor to tell your motor to run. So it's hooked onto got my jumpers down to the multimeter, and let's see if it's going to work. There it is, 24 volts. So the board is good, towards that it's telling the motor, the switch inside the contact or whatever they're using inside this control board is talking to the motor to tell the motor to run. But I didn't have that problem. My problem was this transmission box, they're calling it, or gear housing. It wasn't turning right or left. I couldn't steer. So anyhow, I know my control board's good. And another thing I noticed, it doesn't look like they have any type of overcurrent protection or anything. If this little motor in here, I guess, did burn out, it could possibly burn up this board. And it looks like the same thing with the trolling motor end of it too. It's like it just comes right in, and there's no overcurrent protection anywhere. There's no like a resettable fuse but anyhow, okay, that's that. Now I guess I'm gonna try to take this drive steering box apart and find out what's the matter with that.